We are live.
Welcome everyone. It's Thursday, November 19th. Oh my gosh. This month is flying by. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to our Thursday AM live chat. How's everyone going? What's going on? Jason is on. Okay, I'm trying to refresh here. And there you go. Yes. We have plenty to talk about tonight. So let's get started. If you haven't done so, please like, comment along the way, join us in this chat. We want to interact with you. This is why we do it. And subscribe to this channel. And please, if you can, share too. We'd love for more people to join us weekly. This is our weekly Thursday live. And mind you, 2020 is almost coming to a close. And we are going to talk about, though, Anime Matsuri 2021, which is happening July 8th through the 11th, 2021. Hello, everyone. I'm Denise Lee, founder and chairman of Anime Matsuri. And
I'm John Lee, the CEO. It is very nice. It is our pleasure to be with you tonight. Thank you for joining us. This is where we talk about everything Anime Matsuri as we move closer to the convention. As Denise mentioned, the convention is July 8th through the 11th at the George R. Brown Convention Center in downtown Houston. And we are looking forward to the event. We have a big and exciting event planned for everyone, and us on behalf of our staff. Would like to let you know that everyone's working really hard to make sure this is
pumped too.
Yeah, our biggest event yet. So how are you guys doing, by the way? How's everything going?
Oh my gosh. We are, like I said, it's towards the end of 2020 already, but we have plenty to discuss tonight. So please join us. We'd love to hear from you. Orihime-chan is going to BTS Cafe.
The BTS Cafe. What is the BTS Cafe? What is that? What is the BTS Cafe? Is that like a cafe here in Houston that has BTS stuff, or what is that?
Good question. Is this Houston based? Yeah.
Well, probably. We'll see. Well, we hope you guys are doing fantastic. All right, let's get on with it, with the show tonight. So first off, now let's start with a little bit of good news, and I think this will lay down the groundwork to the schedule.
Yeah.
To the schedule. Now, I'm sure some of you are aware, but if you don't know, today they made some big announcements as far as the COVID vaccines are concerned. Both Moderna and Pfizer, they both completed their stage 3 trials, and tomorrow they're being submitted for FDA emergency use. This should go pretty fast, and I guess the entire country is mobilizing to get these out to whoever wants them. Hopefully this is the beginning of the end of this pandemic. Can't come fast enough.
Right.
Because I'm sure, just like the rest of you guys, we've about had it with this. We've about had it.
We need some light, okay? We need some light and some positivity and some more, I guess, interaction with everyone, because we really do miss it. And just everything that's come to a halt, we want it to speed up again. So,
correct. We, as I'm sure also you guys can imagine, because of the pandemic, there's been travel restrictions, international travel restrictions. Most countries right now have restrictions. You can't travel in or out. Or if you could travel, there are very, very many guidelines. For example, Japan. Japan is a country which we travel to multiple times a year for business. It's important that we go to Japan and we show up there and we talk to the people in person. Japanese people love to do business in person. They love to shake hands, and that is how business is done. Normally, we would travel there. They would come over here. This is outside of the convention, and this is how it's done.
Right.
But right now, there are travel restrictions, and if you are in the United States, you cannot travel to Japan.
Nope.
Right, and I think the only Japanese tourists or Japanese citizens are allowed only in Hawaii, and even in that case, they have some strict guidelines which they need to follow. So now, if you're traveling, you have to take like a test, a COVID test, in 72 hours before you depart, and it has to come out negative, and it's just a pain generally. So
many restrictions.
So the travel restrictions
And guidelines.
yeah, and the guidelines. I mean, it's possible to, I guess, to move around, but it is very, very complicated. So the idea of just waiting for this thing to be over, so at least some of these travel restrictions can be lowered, and people can move more freely. And we're hoping this will be, this will come soon. Now, also, if you guys didn't know, now they also, even though this is, I think, more of a state-by-state basis, but most states are following a guideline. So the vaccines will first be distributed to
Frontline workers.
yeah, frontline workers.
Military. And
No, not military.
Isn't it military?
No, I don't think it was military. It's frontline workers and
First responders.
and
elderly.
yeah, over 65 years of age first, and then before it becomes available to everyone else. Now, again, this has nothing to do with whether you want the vaccine or not. If you don't want it, that's fine. If you want it, that's fine. It doesn't matter. The point is, at least it's an option, and as long as that's an option, then the pandemic will be over. So that's what we're hoping. But again, they're anticipating somewhere next month to start distribution, and they're gonna go at it hardcore, January, February. So hopefully by March.
Hundreds of millions are already ordered.
Yeah.
So.
And this is also good also for a country like Japan, because they're hosting the Olympics, which starts at the end of July. So they have said many times they're not going to postpone it anymore. So I guess this will help them a lot. They're very excited. As a matter of fact, since today, there have been quite a few articles just discussing how excited they are, just because of the Olympics. They've spent billions on the Olympics, and it's been postponed once.
Let's not do it again.
They don't
plan on doing it again, on postponing it again. And plus, Japan orders vaccine from the United States and the UK.
Correct.
So it's absolutely, necessary for them to move forward as well. So the news of vaccine is a huge relief, I think.
Correct. A few months ago, we were discussing this. We knew the vaccines were on the horizon, and we're hoping they would come, as soon as possible. But now it's reality. So now it's official. It's reality. They work. The Moderna vaccine has a 94.5% effective rate, and the Pfizer one has over 95. So that is extremely good news. They work really well, and I guess they will protect you if you take that. Technically, in theory. Okay. So that's good news. Now, because of this, it's laid some kind of a timeline to how things are going to get back to normal here, at least here in this country, and how events are going to work. So now slowly...
This is what we're leading up to events, okay.
Slowly the city, and I guess this applies for not just Houston, but the cities will slowly start rolling out the bigger events, the city partnered events or the city sponsored events from April. April is when they start with the more, I guess, the bigger rollout. But until then, it's going to be a steady rollout, I guess.
Springtime, I guess.
Yes, so springtime. So hopefully, it could be sooner, because this the timeline of what we're seeing for these vaccines has been pretty quick. So I don't know if that timeline is going to be adjusted, but so somewhere between there, March, April, we'll start seeing bigger events again here in Houston. Now we are in July, which is we're still months off, and July 8th to the 11th, the Olympics starts on July 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. So it's good news. Japan is also hosting Comiket, which was moved. The winter Comiket was postponed from this winter, to May the 3rd through the 7th at Big Sight in Tokyo, and that event is scheduled to happen in person. And Comiket is a very, very big event, but they're hopeful that by that time everything is sort of normal. Back to normal.
Let's cross our fingers and hope everything goes well with these vaccines.
Yes. All right. So even though we can't travel, and I wish we could.
Yeah, that's one of the big downfalls right now. There's no traveling for us.
Correct, but I'm sure that time will come soon.
Yeah.
Another announcement, which we made this announcement, I think about a month ago. So if you're interested, when everything is over, visiting Japan, remember there's 2 direct flights from IAH, from George Bush Airport. One is a United flight, and one is an ANA flight. Now they both take the same amount. They both leave around the same time. One leaves at 11, the other one 11:30. So they leave at the same time and get there at the same time. Same kind of planes, Boeing 777s. They're virtually the same, except they're not the same. Right? Pricing wise, they're the same. However, service wise, ANA stands head and shoulders above United. The food, the service, everything on that flight is amazing. Compared to United, which is sort of, I guess, okay. They could do better, but it's United, so sometimes I feel like they don't even try. It's like, well, I guess we're fine, and whatnot. Now, the interesting thing about these 2 flights is ANA flies from George Bush from the same airport, but when they started this flight, which was like a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, they had to sign a contract that stated that they could not undercut the United flight on pricing. So the ANA flight cannot be cheaper than the United flight, which makes it this exact same price. And this is kind of like a BS move, I would say, because the ANA flight from LA to Tokyo
so affordable
is literally a third of the price of the one from Houston. And ANA wants to reduce the price of their flight, but United would not let them. It would not let them, and this has been the case for 3 years.
We need a petition.
3 years. We've been fighting with this for a while, and we've some important people involved in this debate. But United has a stronghold on the price and will not let anyone, not just ANA, just anyone, sell tickets for cheaper. Yeah, just so you know. However, in the past, both flights, as of last year, both flights took off from Houston and to Narita in Japan. Now, since this year, there's been a change in that airport, and now the ANA flight flies to Haneda. And if you're familiar with Tokyo, Haneda Airport is closer, actually a lot closer to central Tokyo than Narita. It takes about 2 hours by the Narita Express train to get there from Narita, but it takes virtually half the time from Haneda, right? Yes. So the ANA flight now flies to Haneda, and the United flight flies to Narita.
And we usually stay in like Shinjuku, Shibuya area, so it's absolutely better for us to fly Haneda.
Yes. Now, speaking of Haneda Airport, Haneda Airport just announced check this out. Oops.
Woohoo!
Let me move that. Just gonna move this over here. All right, so they just announced a Gundam Cafe. This is more like a pop-up cafe, but it's at Haneda Airport. Starts on November 20th, up here. And essentially what this
Coming
says...
up.
Yeah, November 20th to
Tomorrow.
September 2021. This is a Gundam
So 10
cafe.
months.
And I gotta say, I'm pretty excited. There was a Gundam cafe in Akihabara,
The station.
right? And one where the big Gundam statue is in Odaiba. That's right. But having one at the airport is
Be
pretty
fantastic.
cool now. Even though this is going to be there for, I think, about a year. And
10 months.
And the cool thing about these cafes is they have really cool merch. So
Yes.
if you see, like, for example...
Sometimes it's only exclusive to that area.
Correct.
And I also talked about this, like pop-up cafes.
Hey, that's pretty cool. You see, they have this. So they have this thing. So, I mean, you can just only buy.
That's cool. Certain bottles, certain limited edition, like accessories and drinks.
Wow, look at that milk tea. Or is it
Wow.
coffee? Is that milk tea?
That looks like a cafe latte.
A latte? Mm-hmm. That looks amazing.
I would drink it.
See, I wish we had that over here.
We need these pop-up cafes in our airports. Just saying.
Well, look at that. Gundam
Cookies.
Gundam cookies.
Woohoo! They're really delicious. The shortbread cookies. Fantastic.
This look like wafers.
Yeah, colons. Yeah, those are like wafer on the outside and cream on the inside.
They look pretty cool. And then you have like
Keychains.
keychains.
Christmas edition stuff.
It looks like the mats for the food.
That would be awesome. Doesn't that look fantastic? Wouldn't you go there to hang out and to grab a cup of coffee, have lunch?
Yeah, so the cool thing about these cafes, the cool thing is they have, I mean, besides the ambiance and atmosphere, they have this really cool collaboration merchandise, which you can only get, like this one actually says Haneda Airport Limited.
At that location.
You know, most of them have things like that, like that, Haneda Airport Limited. So you can only get that at that location at the airport. And this is only available until September of 2021, which I think is cool. So even if you went to the other Gundam cafes,
Nope.
they're different from this.
They won't have this.
Yeah, they won't have this, and you won't have the same merch. But it's also, I think it's cool. It's the first time there's a Gundam cafe at an airport anywhere in the world. And I guess they could welcome you to Japan. Here, welcome to Japan by sipping on some Gundam latte.
Yes.
And eating Gundam cookies.
There's other things too.
Yeah,
they have ice cream and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's
some snacks. And really cool merch, I have to say. Their store is a lot of exclusive stuff, and again, I've seen people like buy stuff and not just gift it, but I see it on eBay and it's ridiculous. So anyway, these are very, if you're a collector of Gundam stuff, I mean, like we are, this is definitely a must check out. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So whenever we discuss bringing cafes or any kind of collaboration cafe to Anime Matsuri, this is what we're referring to, something like this, because it isn't just a cafe. So you have this cool collaboration merchandise, and you have the themed drinks and food, and we've been discussing this. It's been a while. We've been discussing how, well, not how, but more like the logistics of doing something like this. Yes, we have Swallowtail and we have At Home Cafe. And last year we had At Home Cafe in collaboration with
Sanrio.
Sanrio. So there was some
Cinnamon
cool
roll.
merchandise. The cinnamon roll character, everything was themed to that, and I think that was pretty cool.
That was a first for us, yeah.
But moving forward is having things like this, and I think the fans.
Would you want a like Gundam Cafe at Anime Matsuri?
I think you guys would love something like this at the convention. So I think it could be simple, just it's just drinks, cookies,
Merch.
and some merch, just like this. And when you
It's
sit
just the
down,
atmosphere, yeah.
well, yeah. I mean, when you sit down, they get to they serve you, and they put the those
mat.
those cool looking mats, and which you get to keep.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think this is pretty cool.
Really cool
And
service.
I don't know what you guys think about it, but I think this is awesome. Right. But anyway, again, this is just an
This
example.
is an example, yeah. Example of like the possibility of a pop-up cafe.
Yeah, and
happening.
Yeah, and in Japan, there's a ton of these kind of cafes.
Yeah, all these different IPs.
Yeah, so there's Demon Slayer, there's Monster Hunter, there's JoJo Bizarre's Adventure,
Sailor
there's
Moon,
Sailor
Final
Moon,
Fantasy.
yeah. There's
What we won't have though is the animal cafes. That's not possible.
yeah. So I think it's cool. Now it's obviously it's complicated. So to get something like this
Very.
to Anime Matsuri, bringing something like this to the United States is complicated, because besides the planning and the logistics of actually setting up a cafe like this, the food and beverage is on a completely different level. So now we have to
Work with the convention center
exactly who has exclusivity over food and beverage in the building.
in the building, yeah.
So we need permission, and then we gotta make sure that we have enough of.
Yeah, besides the like he said, the licensing and all that stuff, we're talking about just how to plan logistically inside the convention, during the convention, with staffing and all that stuff too.
But again, it's up to you guys as well. So if this is something that you like, I mean, this direction. I haven't seen, I haven't seen. I mean, I don't know if they exist. These kind of cafes exist at other conventions. I haven't seen
No.
anything like this.
Usually just maid cafes
Yeah. So yeah.
and butler cafes.
Yeah. This is a little different.
Butler
from-
Cafe just recently after us.
Oh,
So only like these type of cafes, like the role playing cafes.
They had a, well, this was more than a cafe. They had My Hero Academia, but it wasn't a cafe. It was more like actual restaurant type, like with actual food, in Japan, which we went to. At least I did, and it's amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and they had a full menu, and all everything was themed. I mean, even the like, the rice and the hot dogs and just anything you could eat there was themed. They had
Drinks.
a variety of drinks, all themed to the different characters, and you had different straws, different colors, and different colored drinks. And I don't know how they
Sometimes
made
different
everything.
color rice.
Yeah, they made everything themed, so it's pretty awesome.
Well, this is why it's usually a pop up. It's not. Sometimes it's not permanent. It's usually not permanent.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So moving forward, as we are working on programming and the schedule, the schedule of the convention. Now, we haven't opened up panels yet for this year. We will pretty soon. But just to give people an idea of the overall like big things happening at the convention and on what day, usually we get emails like this.
Some main events.
More like main events, and not just main events, just I guess things to mention. So it's just to give you guys a general idea, right? It's something like this, right? Let me. Okay, so this is, generally speaking, this paints a picture without going into detail too much. So if you've been to Anime Matsuri, I guess you would understand.
You're familiar.
Yeah, you're familiar with this stuff. But if you haven't been, and if 2021 is going to be your first time, this will give you an idea of how it works. So Thursday, which is what we call day zero. This is and I know we started with this, calling it a preview day and whatnot. This is more of
Well,
what would you call it?
It's
K-pop day.
no, it's an intro day to a lot of, but definitely the nighttime is K-pop.
So on Thursday, the big thing about Thursday is the K-pop concert. The K-pop concert only happens on Thursday. This is the first day of the convention, right? So you have the K-pop concert and you have the K-pop meet and greet and autographs. That happens on that day.
So we shouldn't call it day zero anymore. We should call it day one.
Well, this is kind of day zero. Now you have panels on the third level. So there's panels and workshops, some panels and workshops. The Night Matsuri Festival is going to start on Thursday, and this is all July 8th. And the food trucks. Okay, now
These are things that the most likely possibilities of things happening.
of course. Now, the one big thing that doesn't happen on Thursday, and just so you know, is the exhibit hall. So our exhibit hall opens on Friday, not Thursday. So on Thursday, you can do a bunch of stuff except the exhibit hall. So when you think of Thursday, there's no exhibit hall on Thursday. However, there's all the K-pop stuff on Thursday.
And all the meetups and some events.
That's right. That's Thursday. Now, moving on to Friday. Now, on Friday is when the exhibit hall opens. And whenever the exhibit hall opens, we have the opening ceremony. Usually it's with the mayor, when he cosplays and he cuts the ribbon. And we're there like in front of exhibit hall C. And, there's the whole speech thing and whatnot. And the exhibit hall opens for the first time. This happens on Friday, usually at about 11:30 in the morning. That's when the Superpass holders get to go in first. And they have 30 minutes before storms the place. Now here, all level 3 panels and workshops start. So on the third level, programming goes into full swing and all the panel workshops and everything there. It's Friday, as I said, you have the opening ceremonies. One addition, and this is something being worked on, is a symphony on Friday. This is pretty exciting. Now, the fashion show is also on Friday. That's Friday night. Nerdlesque is also on Friday. And Nerdlesque is, if you're not familiar, it's burlesque.
For nerds.
Yeah, exactly. And this, and remember, we go hard till 4 in the morning. Friday is a day that starts early and goes on till 4 in the morning. The Nerdlesque show usually starts at 1 or 1:30 a.m. and goes all the way up to like 3:30. So that's the Nerdlesque. Then the formal dance. The formal dance is also a popular event. This is where you get to put on your clothes and your formal outfits, attires.
Or your formal cosplays.
And it's more formal.
Elegant.
It's a good place to meet people. There's cool music, cool atmosphere. That happens on Friday night. There's also a collaboration event, which we haven't announced yet. And this is something being worked on. It's going to be a big event on Friday night. The Night Matsuri. It's on day 2 now. Right? This is the outdoor Matsuri Festival, which we discussed. And the food trucks are still there. So that gives you Friday. Now, the one thing that's not on here, that could be on here, is adding a concert
on
here.
Friday.
But that is a question mark. Yes, right now. It could happen. And when he does, we will announce.
It's a really good possibility, actually.
Now, moving on to Saturday. So Saturday, again, the exhibit hall is open. This time it starts earlier, 9:30 in the morning.
For all pass holders.
Yeah, on the third level, all the panels and workshops are still going on. The cosplay contest is on Saturday afternoon. And on Saturday is when, this is very important, the Japanese anime studio presentations. Now, the different studios, Wit Studio, Mappa, just any anime studio that is present at the convention will do their presentation panels on Saturday.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Kao Shibuya's Hentai Fest is on Saturday night. That's pretty popular. The Idol concert. This is a big concert, huge concert, and Japanese Idol, which is on Saturday night. Club AM.
Of course,
probably,
you know that's big.
Probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest event of the entire convention. Over 10,000 people. It's probably the biggest and most exciting rave, club, festival, what do you want to call it?
Anime convention.
At any anime convention I have been to. Night Matsuri is still going on. This will be the last day or the last night of Anime Matsuri. Anime Matsuri's, the Night Matsuri's last night is Saturday night.
Yeah.
Right? And of course, the food trucks are still there till 4 in the morning. Now, Club AM goes on till 4 in the morning. So, yeah, it's going to be a pretty exciting and long day. Now, on Sunday, we have the exhibit hall, all level 3 panels and workshops, and the food trucks. Now, this day is, there's a lot going on in the exhibit hall because it's the last day.
It's a winding down day, but at the same time, a lot of stuff like last
Yeah, people are doing their
chance.
their last chance, their sales, all that stuff is going on, and there's a lot of photo ops on Sunday.
Still a lot of meetups and photo ops and autographs going on, all that, too.
So on Sunday, which is July the 11th, this is when the convention.
And closing ceremony.
Yeah, this is when the convention closes at 5 p.m. We are done. So there is no Night Matsuri on Sunday. Mm-hmm. You have 3 days of Night Matsuri, which is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But the food trucks are going to be there until we close.
Yep.
So you have food trucks on all 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Which is fantastic.
So now this paints a picture of what happens on each of the days. Right. And I guess, there is a lot of action every single day. There's a lot of stuff going on.
It may not seem like a lot here.
Actually, it does seem like a lot. And again, this is not specific programming. This is just general stuff. So we're not even getting into specific programming or the things that happen in the exhibit hall. Mm-hmm. So in the exhibit hall,
there's all kinds of things happening in the exhibit hall.
In the exhibit hall, there's tons of things going on. There's the Kabukicho area, which is the 18 plus area. There's the gaming area. There's
Shibuya
the huge
Crossing with
artist alley. Yeah, there's the car show. There's Shibuya Crossing. There's so much stuff going on in the exhibit hall.
Live interviews, live drawings, all kinds of stuff.
Correct.
Exhibitions in the exhibit hall.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so there's all kinds of things happening in the exhibit hall, and all kinds of things happening on the second and on the third level. We didn't put any of that here because this is just too much. But this gives you an example and an idea of how the weekend is going to play out. Now, any questions here?
Ooh, I think some people are asking if there's gaming next year. So we're still figuring it out, but in general, yes. Yes. Details to come.
Correct. So there is a gaming area. The reason why we weren't going to do a gaming area this year was because of the pandemic.
Yes.
So as long as
it's not, if it's happening and the pandemic is okay, this is why vaccines are so important.
Yeah, as long as
we're gonna do it.
Yeah. Yep. Because we had
tournaments, gaming area, all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna have a pretty interesting gaming area. As a matter of fact,
and we might have gaming guests.
That is correct. Well, yeah, we will have gaming guests for sure. We will have gaming guests, but we are discussing. We're currently negotiating and discussing, and we're hoping to have Microsoft join us next year. It's pretty exciting. This is not official yet, but there's a good chance that will happen. And they're going to bring, I guess, a lot of value to the gaming area, which we're hoping is going to be pretty big and exciting.
Woohoo!
All right.
So much going on.
Yeah.
Planning. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's so much going on.
Is there parties on Thursday? Of course.
Of course, there's parties on Thursday.
It's every night. Oh, you're coming from New York. You're going to be very welcomed here. A lot of people are very hospitable here in the South.
I know. And Pax Gemini, yes, Night Matsuri is new.
Yes,
2021
absolutely.
will be the debut of Night Matsuri. It's
We've been talking about it for the last couple of live streams, and it looks like we're moving forward with it.
Yeah, it's an outdoor Japanese festival across the street in Discovery Green. It's going to be pretty awesome.
So Discovery Green is the beautiful park that's right in front of the convention center.
Correct. So you guys have
That's right. No sleep, Glenn. No sleep. I'll see you at 4 a.m. like last year.
sleep. Does everybody sleep? Is that a weekend where people sleep? Hey, I don't sleep. So you sleep before and after that weekend.
Oh my gosh.
So that this gives you an example of programming and how the weekend is going to play out. Now, logistics wise, we start setting up somewhere around Monday. So we have to be ready by Thursday, right? And even on Thursday, there's still some setting up going on outside of Exhibit Hall A and the third floor. Mm-hmm. Most specifically in the exhibit hall, there's still stuff being set up, but we're hoping to finish before Thursday. That's how we have things planned. So there's a lot of planning and there's a lot of people involved in just setting everything up and just trying to make this, stick to that schedule. Now we've had situations in the past where we've had to set up in only 2 days because there was an event before us that couldn't tear down fast enough.
Right.
So
as of right now, it'll be us.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's a good thing. Oh my God. And also, by the way, cosplay's going on all week. Literally all week. You guys even start as early as Wednesday, I hear. But Thursdays, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there's also on the second level of the convention center, you guys can get your groups and have like group cosplay meetups. You guys are taking pictures outside and outdoors at the convention center. It's just a gorgeous campus outside as well as inside. So lots of cosplays going on. So I do expect you guys to be working on those cosplays. You have time.
Yes. Okay. Now let's go to Thursday. Right? Let's go to Thursday. Thursday is the K-pop concert, and let's dive into that real quick. Yeah, we have. Should I say, we finalized our K-pop concert
act,
and this was pretty intense. The reason is because of the way the world is right now. There's any big group is a little hesitant to finalize any time. Usually they would want to wait until things are a little clearer, right? And especially with travel and stuff. And yes, I know July is far away, and chances are by July everything will be back to normal, right? But or at least most of it will. But still, most of them will prefer to wait and just, hey, let's wait a little bit, at least maybe till next year, early next year, January, February, maybe March, to finalize any kind of contracts. But the fact that we were able to finalize this big K-pop name at this time, we're waiting for the ink to dry on the paper, if you know what that means, right? So before we start making any announcements. And besides that, we have to plan. There's a few things we have to plan after everything is signed. And I'm not just talking about just the announcement. There's a few other things. And you'll see when the announcement comes what we're talking about. Of course, we want to make this one of the best concerts we've ever had. and I think this group is going to fit in perfectly with the rest of the convention. They love anime. It's awesome. But at the same time, we in Houston we are the only major K-pop concert as of now, as of today, scheduled for Houston.
We're saying this as a fact because we work with a lot of I guess groups
Correct.
to negotiate
Correct.
this, and we heard that we were like the only one negotiating.
So
at this time.
if nothing changes, Anime Matsuri will be the only major K-pop concert in Houston in 2021.
In Houston, H-Town.
Yeah. Now, speaking of K-pop, right? K-pop, there's a lot of K-pop fans in Houston, and we have a lot of K-pop fans that attend the convention. It's a big deal. So we have to do it right. We've got to make sure we do it justice. Now, last year, if you remember correctly, I don't know how many did you guys attend the K-pop concert last year?
Who attended?
Who attended? Well, if you attended the K-pop concert last year, we did something pretty interesting, because last year when A-Pink showed up, we were the big thing the big challenge was, how do we integrate a K-pop, like a major K-pop concert, into the convention and make it part of the convention, as opposed to just an add-on or just something
Somewhere
separate,
else.
right? And that wasn't just the physical location of the concert; it was how the tickets were designed and sold, right? We wanted to make sure that the Anime Matsuri attendees enjoyed or have the opportunity to enjoy anything we bring to Anime Matsuri. That is the point of the convention, right? So K-pop acts are very expensive, right?
Yes.
And I'm sure you guys, the ones that you guys that attend K-pop concerts, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Even just comparing to Asia, like acts, K-pop is definitely the most expensive acts.
Yeah. So when you take into consideration that price point on the average ticket of an average K-pop concert right here in the United States, it's expensive. But at the same time, we didn't want to. There was no point in bringing a group if the price range of the ticket was out of our attendees' range. Mm-hmm. You see, so we came up with this cool idea, right? Hey, what about if we made the concert free for anyone that had the Anime Matsuri badge? They could attend the concert, but the ones that wanted autographs, or they wanted to stay closer to the stage and whatnot, there's a for the ticket. So it looked like this. Look, let me show you, like this.
Here was the breakdown for Thursday's K-pop.
Mm-hmm. So we had the Ultra VIP, $50, and that sold out pretty fast. Now, that's
because autographs in general are so rare, guys. And that
put on here.
And definitely, it was you got to attend the panel, which is kind of like the meet and greet at the convention. So that was before the concert and during the late afternoon. So that Ultra VIP, pretty killer ticket, and everyone was aiming for that.
Correct. So there was this. It's a limited ticket. Depending on last year, A-Pink. I think A-Pink did. I can't remember how many. I think it was 100.
100.
100 people So they only took 100 people, which was
And those got autographs.
yeah, yeah. They and then we had the P1 ticket. The P1 ticket is 85. You get priority entry, and so you can stay as close as possible to the stage. And there was barriers, so you had your own area, and you're closest to the stage. The P2 was kind of like in the middle area, $60, and the P3 was behind that, and that was free for anyone with an AM badge. This is how we had the breakdown, and we thought this was pretty fair. So if you had an AM badge, and I mean, you could still go in there and see them, and if you wanted a more premium, if you wanted it
Experience.
closer to the stage, if you wanted an autograph or whatnot, you just pay extra for that. But at least everyone had the opportunity to go see them. Well, and I think that, we think that's important, especially if they're coming all the way from, there was 21 people in the group that flew from
Korea.
South Korea, and they were with us for 3 days. Yeah. And considering, just to give you an idea, right? So I did a quick search, and just to go. So KCON last year, KCON is
Which is Korean convention.
Yeah, the K-pop convention that happens in LA and New York. So I was looking at their tickets. Look at this, right?
Wow.
And okay, granted they have multiple
Acts.
acts, and there's multiple concerts, but still, right? Still,
This is like a whole month of.
so if you look at the cheapest, so if you look at here, it's like $70, right, for P3, and that's for one night, just one night, right? So when you consider our badges for the entire convention range from $60 to $80, something like that.
85. Yeah.
$85, right? And that gets you
Actually, start at 50.
Well, and that get
45.
that's so we're talking about 4 days, right, of conventions and concerts, right? Japanese, Korean, and that gets you into Club AM, all the the big concerts and the big events. I think it's a killer deal, man. This is crazy.
This is like
So if we
the ultimate experience, I suppose, for K-pop lovers.
Yeah. So here's what we did, and that's the idea. The idea is whatever we bring to the convention, it doesn't matter who it is, right? If we get to the point where it costs so much that we have to charge the attendees more than we think is fair, then we don't do it.
Yeah,
What we bring to the convention is something that we want to enjoy with everybody, right? Don't you agree?
absolutely. We want to make it affordable for you, at the same time the experience top notch.
Yeah. And we also understand that people have preference, so
Oh yeah, you don't have to go.
correct. So there's as a K-pop, if you're a K-pop fan, I'm sure you have your preference. You love this group versus that group, right? You're a Monster X fan, or you're a BTS fan or Blackpink, and you prioritize those. And the ones that are groups, yes, will probably say, hey, it doesn't matter.
I'll put in.
Yeah, I'll put in, I'll pay. But on the other hand, you have the fans, but then you have the casual fans, or
Absolutely.
just people that are curious. So maybe they've never seen, I don't know, a K-pop concert. They've never been to right? And having K-pop concerts at anime conventions isn't that common. As a matter of fact, it's not common at all. Is there anyone else doing that? Do you know?
There was a couple of times, but not to our extent. No.
So the idea is we want to make new fans, right? And I'm sure the groups want that as well.
And mind you, over the years, you guys have added on K-pop, like since 2012. You guys have been adding K-pop to the mix of of our convention, and we started inviting guests, from not only Japan but from Korea, hosting certain workshops, dance workshops as well. and then you guys as fans, like you started doing your own like workshops and panels about K-pop history. I think maybe even earlier than 2012. Anyway, it's been around for a long time because we're going on 15 years, and you guys have been doing this. We've been gradually adding on K-pop because it was such a huge influence, of K-pop in Japan today. In recent years as well, it's been booming. As you know, globally, K-pop is grown. So K-pop at an anime convention totally made sense to us, especially because we see it like happening in Japan. So many different K-pop acts. Whenever we go there, there's always advertisements, concerts going on every single day with K-pop, K-pop style, fashion, all this food. Oh my gosh, just Korean scene in Japan. So we see that growing. And so we also wanted to incorporate that into our pop culture convention. So that's why we brought K-pop.
Yeah. And it was a good add-on because we didn't have to compromise the J-rock or J-pop.
Yeah.
So the Japanese concerts, we didn't have to compromise. This was an addition to everything.
A lot of K-pop groups also do like Annie songs and cover songs.
Yeah, that's what Serenity's or Taco Life is saying.
Yeah, they do cover songs of anime all the time. So.
Yeah. So that's the idea, and whatever we bring to Houston, we hope more people can enjoy them. That is the point.
That is the.
So if you've never been to a K-pop
here.
concert and you are at Anime Matsuri, you can just kill two birds in one stone. Since you're there, well, you can just, if you want to see. If you want to check it out, if you're curious, you can do so. And you can do so when it wouldn't cost you extra,
right? I
guess.
Because you have a name and badge already, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But if you want to like a little bit more up close experience or intimate experience or like exclusive stuff, then you get you have an opportunity to buy different ticket, a different type of ticket.
That's right, and it's rare because when we had A-Pink last year, the autograph session with A-Pink was really rare, and it took us. We were negotiating that.
Months.
It took forever to convince them to host an autograph session
because they just don't do that in Korea or anywhere.
Well,
they don't
certainly
do
not
autographs.
Here. Yeah, certainly not here. Maybe a high touch, or high five. Maybe that's more common. But actually sitting down
brief
and doing
meet and greet, but definitely not an autograph session. So that was really rare.
Yeah. So the good news is that this kind of experience, the autograph and little meet and greet, probably going to happen again next year with the new group when it's announced, and we are hoping. It's going to be a big hit. We know it's going to be.
When are we about to, when can they expect the announcement of that? An ETA.
Around New Year's. Is that too long?
A New Year gift for you guys.
That's not too long, is it?
It's right around the corner. We're towards the end of November already.
Yeah.
Possible. Anything is possible.
Yeah, it could be
sooner. Yes.
But I think people will travel from different parts of the country just to come here,
sure.
To check this out.
Because we're gonna have some, again, real exclusive stuff.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, and there's gonna be exclusive stuff. It's there's a lot more that we're doing this year with this group than we did with A-Pink last year, because A-Pink we were testing the waters, right?
Way more interactive in 2021 with this K-pop group.
Yeah, so there's a lot more. There's a lot more going on, and I think if everything goes according to plan, and it looks like everything is going according to plan, the the Japanese Idol concert, which we have on Saturday, is going to be massive. I'm talking about massive. Just wait till you see what we have in store. So everything, what's happening right now with the vaccines and the beginning of the end of this pandemic, can happen soon enough. We're excited. And hey, they're excited too. They're excited. Japan, Korea, they're excited because everyone's tired of this. We just want it to end so we can get back to meeting people and having fun and entertaining people.
Yes. You guys are so curious who it is. Wait and see. It will be very worth the wait. Let's just put it that way.
Yes, yes. And just as a last thing to end this live stream, to update you guys on the on some of the things that we're also working on behind the scenes. So the layout for the exhibit's almost done. As a matter of fact, it's actually done. We just need to add one thing, and it's done for now. And as soon as that's done, we will open up exhibit hall, vendor spots. We have a few left, and artist alley spots. We have a few left.
I just realized that next Thursday is Thanksgiving, and that's our Thursday lives.
Oh, well.
Would you guys like us to have Thanksgiving with you?
Well, maybe they're having their. I mean, maybe.
Well, by 9:30, everyone's done. We might have our own mukbang or something. But yes, by the way, this Saturday, we need to make sure that you guys know about Saturday. Last time we mentioned it, and we are going to mention it again. We will be at Kinokuniya Katie, happening on Saturday, the 21st.
There you go.
At 4 p.m. We will be there for a really awesome car event and celebration of Kinokuniya Katie opening this year. This is not to say this is their grand opening, but this is definitely their soft opening celebration. And we want to have support for Kinokuniya as best as possible. We're also bringing 3 artists from our artist alley. So definitely come out and see. And I announced that we are going to also have Express Skins out there. They're going to do some giveaways with Senpai Squad with us. And Kinokuniya is also giving away stuff with us. We're going to be having anime out there, some music, cosplay. All are, definitely recommended to cosplay there. And then we also will be adding, as of today, I'm announcing it here, which is Figma World, which is one of our vendors from Anime Matsuri. And Figma World will be also in attendance.
Whoa,
so it is definitely going to be a cool, fun, and definitely an exciting event for everyone. So hopefully you guys can get a chance to come out there. And please, if you are coming out, to make sure that you bring and wear your mask. Okay.
I'm just going to put up the flyer real quick.
Okay.
There you go. Boom. Oh, I cut your face off.
It's okay.
Wait a minute.
We will bring our cars out there. We will bring anime out there. We will bring fun artists, music, and lots of cool things. There's actually like Kura's right next door. There's Somi Somi restaurant as well. So plenty of things to do.
Yeah. Hope you guys can come check this out.
It's only for a few hours, but Kinokuniya can definitely use the support. I think it's if you guys are entering the raffle, it's every $50 spent at Kinokuniya, you're entered for this amazing raffle, and everyone that I listed is a part of this raffle package. So there's going to be 3 raffles throughout that event, like major raffles.
Yeah.
Hundreds of dollars worth of goodies.
Yeah, we can just watch. We're going to have a big screen out, anime.
How is parking going to work? You're going to be directed to where to park, but Itasho cars will have its reserved area.
Yeah, there's plenty of parking.
Lots of parking.
Yeah, it's a huge parking lot.
Huge parking lot, and there's even parking across the street.
Yeah, I don't think
Cinemark is over. It's a lot of parking.
Yeah, the parking wouldn't be a problem.
Fantastic. It's a new plaza, so it's gorgeous.
Yeah, And there's the revolving sushi bar. Cool, sure. Yeah, everyone's gonna love that. It's pretty affordable too. It's really good. Yeah, there's a few restaurants there, so there's options.
We're all collaborating for this event, so even the restaurants are involved. So it's pretty cool.
And we the reason we're doing this is just to help Kinokuniya, and why not? They're a local business, just like many other businesses in Houston. They need the support. Yeah, they need the support. And Kinokuniya, there's few. We don't have that many Japanese stores like this, so I guess the few ones that we have are just worth supporting.
Absolutely.
So if you can, come out, check it out, and let's have fun. It's gonna be awesome. One last thing I forgot to. I gotta say congratulations, right? Let me see here. Hold on. Wait, let me pull this up real quick. I have to congratulate Toho and Aniplex Demon Slayer, now biggest IMAX title ever in Japan, may smash train sites on more records. Look at this.
Oh my gosh.
The international box office continues to be led by Asia with Demon Slayer the movie. Mugen Train still enjoying runaway success this weekend. Toho and Aniplex on Monday confirmed the 31-day Japan total is 23.35 billion yen, which translates to 223.6 million US dollars.
Over 220
from 17.5 million admissions. Toho offered giveaways this to entice moviegoers back to cinemas for repeat viewings, and it worked.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Japan right now so bad?
Currently the number 5 all-time biggest movie in Japan, the anime adaptation is expected to keep climbing in the next weeks, overtaking Your Name, Frozen, and Titanic. Demon Slayer has every shot at eclipsing Miyazaki's Spirited Away, which sits at 30.8
that is not
billion
too far away
yen as the number 1 movie ever in Japan. Although it'll face some competition next week from Stand By Me, Doraemon 2.
I think people are going back and back to watch again and again this amazing sequel to the anime. Demon Slayer. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Demon Slayer is destroying records. Is destroying records. And if this record wasn't enough, so it's destroyed fastest grossing and now the IMAX record. This session, the cultural phenomenon set a new IMAX record in Japan, surpassing Bohemian Rhapsody as the format's top-grossing movie ever, with 14.2 million after 30 days. For comparison, it took Bohemian Rhapsody 135 days to get to 13 million.
Dude, that is amazing. Record-breaking, historical, like cinematic.
I know, and if this record
experiences here,
and if this record wasn't enough, look at this, right? Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie. Infinity is the number one film in Taiwan in 2020, and the number 1 all-time animated film in Taiwan.
Freaky.
Taiwanese animation distributor Muse Communication announced on Monday that Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie, Mugen Train, anime has 360 million. 360 million, right? Which is about 12 billion US dollars in 17 days since it opened in Taiwan on October 30th.
Mind-blowing.
In doing so, it has not only become the highest earning film in Taiwan this year, but also the highest earning animated film of all time in Taiwan.
We were supposed to have this amazing exhibition at 2020's AM and for Demon Slayer, and we were going to promote the movie, and I guess we didn't have to, but at the same time it would have been so fantastic for you guys to get some of the awesome goodies, because we were going to have the Demon Slayer official store at Anime Matsuri. So let's cross our fingers that we can do something like that for 2021. But we're so happy and thrilled for these record-breaking news.
And I gotta tell you, right? I need to go to the movie theater.
So bad.
And I need to see some anime. I need to see some anime in the movie theater. That's right. I need to see Demon Slayer in the theater. Our theaters over here are closed. Yeah. Why are they closed that in Japan they're open and they're doing big? I would have said because of the pandemic, but Japan has record pandemic numbers as well. However, your theaters are open. Well, that's it. I hope when this movie comes here,
we're gonna celebrate even more
next year, hopefully, or whenever. I guess it comes. Hopefully sooner than later.
And if I go to Japan, I'm definitely seeing it.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you for joining us. We will see you. Are we going to do this next Thursday?
We should, actually. We'll have a Thanksgiving with you guys. I mean, why not?
Yeah, because we're all stuck in our houses right
We're family. Thank you guys so much for joining us on our Thursday chat. We hope to see you next week. And please come out for Kinokuniya Katie this Saturday and look out for more information on exciting stuff happening. Okay, see you soon. Take care.
Bye.
Good night.